Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This week, I got something fun for you, and that's the Mandalorian. That's right, it's not this typical 32 millimeter, 28 millimeter scale. It's a little bigger, and I 3D printed this one a while back. When I got my 3D printer, my resin 3D printer, I went crazy and I printed a ton of stuff. I'm sure some of you can relate. But anyway, this model is just awesome. I've been sitting on it, and also, take a look at it and you'll see some things missing on it, and in the comments below, tell me what's different about this model compared to the regular Mandalorian, because this, I can't remember if it was a free STL or I paid a little bit for it. I can't remember. But anyway, what a cool little paint. What a cool little paint. I love it, and I did a little bit of fun at the base. I've had a couple of these things sitting around, and I finally put some of these on there, and I think you'll find it fun. Anyway, guys, please like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. Oh, tell your friends, go spread the videos, leave a comment, really helps support the channel. It really does, guys, so go out there. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. All right, I'll see you guys in there. Here we go, Mandalorian. Look at this guy. Isn't he sick? All right. Anyway, this is a 3D print that I picked up. I can't even remember where I picked it up, but I 3D printed it, and there are a few flaws in it. Let's see if you can notice what's missing in the model. There's one specific thing that's missing on this model. Besides the Rhino logo and things like that, there's one aesthetic that is missing on him that should be there but isn't, but it's really hard to tell. And also I added some mushrooms down here on the bottom, and this was a rock. This is a 3D printed base that I had laying around, and I grabbed it, I threw this model on there, and I added the mushrooms. So this is going to be cool, and I'm probably going to do some glowing effects on the mushrooms. And the Mandalorian is going to be a quick paint. I mean, he's some metallics, some browns, and some blacks, and a little bit of wash, and that's it. Again, I always say that it's going to be a quick paint, but this should be pretty quick. The hardest part of this model is going to be the mushrooms, believe it or not, and that's not even necessarily hard. And we will be using the airbrush for the mushrooms. You know, I try to keep this very specific to beginners, and if you have an airbrush, this is actually pretty basic stuff as far as glows. It's just a couple little sprays here and there, and it's a little bit of brushwork as well. But this, I've been sitting on this model for quite a while, and I just love it. And again, in the comments below, let me know what's missing from this model. All right, let's start. I'm going to start with the base, and for the base, I'm going to be doing just some grays. So we'll do a dark warm gray, and a bright neutral gray for the highlights. And then we will move on to probably, I want to say the brown or the black brown for, where'd it go, black brown right here, for his pants, his pants and his shirt and his sleeves and things like his boots. We'll do a black brown highlighted with a dark orange brown. It's going to look really terrific. Also, I just realized that another thing that is missing from him, and we can't say is Grogu, right? Because Grogu's just not in this, and usually he's around him, but at this moment he's not with Grogu. And tell me other little things on this model that are different, if you can, in the comments below. What's not quite right? Everything's there besides the one thing I talked about, but what's not quite right besides that little rip in his cape right there? That was a 3D issue, 3D printing issue. So all right, let's get on the base. All right, there we go. Quick base with some black brown, some I think it was dark golden brown, and that was about it. And then with the rocks, it was just warm, dark warm gray, light warm gray with a little bit of ivory. I touched on the tops, and I actually took some of that mixture of the dark brown and golden brown, and I kind of crammed it in there. You can see it gave it a little bit of color. Real simple, real quick. That took me all of a couple minutes to do. And I did some, obviously I did some quick video, clips on that, so looks really terrific. And the base is pretty much done as far as I'll do some pigments, and then I will end up doing I will be doing the mushrooms after the Mandalorian there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to the black brown for his pants and his shirt, his under clothing. All right, let's do it. All right, there we go. The black brown is down, and we're going to continue through the mids and the highlights on the belts and the clothes and things like that, because I just don't want to nick the plates when I'm doing that, because otherwise I'll paint the plates, I'll do the base on the plates, and then when I go back in the highlights, I'm definitely going to nick all those plates and things like that, and that's just, I don't want to go back and touch it up. So we're just going to push forward from the black brown. We're going to give it a highlight. I believe we're going to use either golden brown or orange brown, probably dark golden brown mixed with the black brown, and then we'll use the dark orange brown as the highlight. So we're going to do 2 more colors, be real quick, real simple. I'm not going to be careful. I'm just going to be hitting the top edges of everything with the mixes, and then the last thing not the last thing, but the next thing we'll do is we'll do the plates with dark aluminum, or dark where'd it go? Dark silver. Dark silver, my staple. All right, let's do it. All right, there we go. The brown is pretty much done. I held off on doing the dark orange brown because I'm going to do that at the very end, because I can be very precise where I want to put my highlights on that brown. That looks really, really nice, especially when we get a Agrax wash in there. It's going to tone that down, and we'll pop it with the highlights. But and it'll also, when we get the dark metallic or the dark aluminum or dark silver on the plates, it's going to really make that brown fade away a little bit, which is what I'm looking for. All right, so what we're going to do now is get on with the dark silver, and I'll be being a little more careful with this because I don't want to clip that brown. But the brown is super easy to fix. Either way, even if you clip anything, you can always go back and fix it. But I try to make it as minimal as possible. I knew going in that I was going to clip these, as you can see as I did that, all over. And if I had those already done, man, I'd have to go back and redo all those. So just cutting that step out. Do the ones that are in the crevices first, and then do the ones that are higher last. All right, let's get the dark silver. All right, there we go. We got the base of dark silver down for all of the armor, his pistol, and the rifle. Man, see what I'm talking about here? How it really pops that brown. It makes that brown kind of fade, but almost pop at the same time. At least in my opinion, it looks really good. What we're going to do now is we're going to do a little bit of mid-tone. We're going to take some silver. Where did it go? Silver and dark silver, and we're going to get a little mid-tone, and then we'll highlight it with just pure silver. Also, we're going to do the gun handle brown, this one brown. I'm going to use mahogany so I can get a different color brown on it. And then I'll probably go over with that cape. I'll do some black to cover up some of the areas that we did. He's looking really terrific. I'm really happy with what's going on here. He's turning out great. All right, so let's get on to the mid-tone of the silver. All right, let's do it. is done. Ah man, that looks really terrific. All we did was dark silver, silver, and then we did pure silver. And man, when I did the silver, you saw I just stayed on the high areas, and I kind of kept some dark lines as I painted. Man, he looks, wow. I'm really, probably one of my favorite models. And I love the Mandalorian. I've actually painted the Mandalorian, the little guy. Did I? I can't remember if I did or not. I think I did. If not, I have it. I just haven't done it yet. But yeah, he's, man, looking terrific. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to the gun handle, the pistol handle, or the rifle handle, the pistol handle. And then I got a little bit of, I think, bronze work right here on the gun. And then we're going to move on probably to the cape and get it highlighted with a little bit of gray. And then a wash, and then we're done. All right, let's get the handles, the gun and the pistol. All right, let's do it. All right, we're super close now. All we have to do is the cape and the highlighting for the brown, and I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to use this dark orange brown to just hit some of the high areas on the brown that we've already done, and then we're going to do a little bit of black and gray on that cape, and then we're going to get on to the glowing mushrooms. There you have it, guys. What a cool little paint, the Mandalorian. You know what? Bigger scale. I've been painting a few bigger scale models off camera for clients, and I'm just realizing I really like the bigger models a little better. The small ones, man, you gotta get all hunched up and get in there, right? But with these other ones, it's more relaxing. I don't know. I may be doing a bit more of the bigger scale models, because it's just, I don't know, it just seems a little more relaxing. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below. Do you feel like you're hunched up when you're painting? I don't know. Or do you feel more relaxed when you do a bigger one? Leave a comment. Anyway, guys, please like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. And I'll catch you next week.